It has been an unusually long silence since Matt Clark last appeared in Genoa City. For a character whose presence ignited tension the moment he stepped into a room, that absence has felt deliberate, almost strategic. His story didn't conclude with resolution. It stopped mid-breath, suspended in uncertainty. And in a town like Genoa City, where unfinished business always finds a way back to the surface, silence like that is never accidental. When Matt vanished from the screen, viewers were left with a single haunting image: a closed door at the Newman Ranch, and Victor Newman standing in front of it, staring down his enemy. No confirmation, no aftermath, just a powerful man and a captive rival, locked in a battle of wills that had not yet reached its true conclusion. Since January 20, that image has lingered. Fans have asked the same questions over and over. Where is Matt Clark? Is he still confined somewhere on the vast Newman property, hidden from public view? Did he strike a deal for his freedom? Did he manipulate his way out? Or did Victor, in his relentless pursuit of control, ensure that Matt would never again threaten the people he claims to protect? Now, after weeks of speculation, the silence is finally cracking. Roger Howarth subtly confirmed what many suspected. A simple photograph posted to social media, his name marker in the CBS Studios parking lot. There was no dramatic announcement, no elaborate caption, just quiet confirmation that he was back where Matt Clark's story continues to unfold. It was understated, but for loyal viewers, it spoke volumes. Filming has resumed, Matt Clark is returning, and the truth about what happened behind that closed door is coming. To understand the weight of this return, we have to go back to the night everything changed. It began at Sharon's home, a setting that instantly raised the emotional stakes. This was not neutral ground. This was personal. Matt wasn't escorted inside for a conversation. He was dragged from the trunk of a car, restrained and gagged, humiliated before he even had the chance to speak. Nick stood before him, anger simmering beneath the surface. When he removed the gag from Matt's mouth, there was no hesitation in his voice. Matt had been guilty. The verdict had already been decided. But Matt did not plead. He did not panic. Instead, he smirked. There was something unsettling about his reaction. Even bound and surrounded, he carried himself with defiance. He asked the obvious question: who was the judge? Who held the authority to determine his fate? It was a bold move, challenging the legitimacy of the moment even as he stood powerless within it. And then Victor Newman stepped forward. Victor did not need theatrics. His presence alone shifted the atmosphere in the room. Calm, controlled, absolute. That would be me. The declaration was quiet but final. There would be no appeals, no negotiation. In Victor's world, justice is personal. And when someone threatens his family, especially Sharon, Sienna, or Noah, he does not rely on the system to respond. He becomes the system. Victor dragged Matt inside the house, physically reinforcing what had already been established psychologically. Matt was no longer in control. This was not a chess match with equal players. This was a demonstration of power. Victor issued a warning that carried chilling weight. This would be the last time Matt laid eyes on Sharon, Sienna, and Noah. The message was unmistakable. Whatever happened next would permanently sever Matt's access to the people he claims to protect. One by one, the tension escalated. Words were exchanged, emotions surfaced. There was anger from Nick, protectiveness from Victor, and an unsettling calm from Matt. Even cornered, he never fully surrendered his composure. Then Victor gave the order: take him to the main house. No explanation followed. No immediate punishment was shown. The ambiguity was intentional. It allowed imagination to do the rest. Later, at the ranch, Victor approached a closed door. He opened it slowly. The audience never saw inside. They only saw Victor's expression. Intense, unblinking, filled with something that hovered between fury and calculation. And that was it. The door closed on Matt Clark's fate. Since that night, Genoa City has moved forward on the surface. Storylines shifted, conflicts evolved, but beneath it all, the unresolved thread of Matt's disappearance remained. Victor Newman is a man known for decisive action. He protects his family at all costs, but his methods often blur the line between justice and vengeance. If Matt has been held captive, what does that say about Victor's limits? If Matt escaped, what does that say about Victor's control? There is also the psychological layer to consider. Matt Clark is not a one-dimensional antagonist. He is calculating, observant, patient. If he has spent weeks confined somewhere, he has not been idle. He would be analyzing, planning, waiting for the right opportunity to turn weakness into advantage. And if he was released, voluntarily or otherwise, his silence may have been strategic. In Genoa City, the most dangerous move is often the one no one sees coming. Roger Howarth's return suggests that the next phase of this story will not be simple. The unresolved tension between Matt and Victor is combustible. These are two men who do not back down, two men who believe they are justified in their actions, two forces who are bound to collide again. The emotional fallout will ripple outward. What does Sharon believe happened to Matt? Has she questioned the silence? Does she suspect that Victor's version of handling the situation may have crossed the line? And how will Nick react if the truth, whatever it is, surfaces publicly? The Newman Ranch has long been a symbol of power and protection, but it has also been the setting for secrets. If Matt's captivity becomes known, it could shift public perception. Victor's authority has always rested on his ability to control narratives. If this story escapes his control, the consequences could be severe. And then there is Matt himself. If he returns angry, the stakes escalate. If he returns calculated and patient, the danger deepens. A reckless enemy can be confronted. A strategic one can dismantle everything quietly. The most compelling aspect of this return is uncertainty. We do not yet know which version of Matt will step back into the light. The man who laughed in the face of judgment, the captive who simmered in isolation, or someone transformed by whatever occurred behind that closed door. Genoa City thrives on unresolved rivalries, and this one was never settled. It was paused. Now that pause is ending. Scenes are being filmed, the storyline is moving again, and soon viewers will witness what truly happened after Victor opened that door and locked eyes with his enemy. Was it imprisonment? Was it negotiation? Or was it something darker that Victor believed necessary? The answers are close. What remains certain is this: Matt Clark does not disappear without consequence. His return will not be quiet, it will not be simple, and it will not leave Genoa City unchanged. The door that closed in January is about to open again, and whatever has been waiting behind it is ready to step back into the world.